For girls, talk to me about how you know it's time to get a haircut. Is it when it stops holding a curl? For me, it's when it stops holding a curl. And so that's when I know that it definitely needs to be cut. I don't know why that's the case, but my hair stops holding a curl. I go get it cut, and then it curls again. And it's just not curling anymore. It's just hair. It's just straight and weird. The high-low on when I will actually get my hair cut is probably pretty interesting because while I need to get it done now, it's likely I won't do so until January. But you know, stranger things have happened. I might fool you all. We'll see. My hair actually has nothing to do with today's recipe, although it is grooming related, and I will talk to you more about today's recipe in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 158 of 365 days of soap, and today we're doing a natural solid deodorant recipe. Now, this is baking soda free, and it is actually piggybacking on the last deodorant that I made for you guys like in the very beginning of year one, but I wanted to switch up some ingredients as well as some percentages and give you some cool essential oil options that I've been playing with and have found essentially the new and improved version of my super smelly natural deodorant. Now, super smelly does not mean that the deodorant in and of itself smells. It means that the end user finds that they produce more body odor than normal. And so this helps with the pH and balancing it so you don't have that smell anymore. And that has a lot to do with the essential oils that are put into the actual recipe. Now, I find this a very interesting time to be doing a deodorant recipe because A, people are asking me for one all the damn time, but two, the Lumi thing that's going around and the new trend of putting your deodorant in places other than under your arms, like on the bottoms of your feet, in your nether regions, it's a thing. And so I thought, well, that's actually cool. And I would like to formulate something that actually can be used for all of those things just to see if it works. And to that, almost any natural solid deodorant will work for all of those purposes. You just obviously have to be careful with the percentages of the essential oils that you're putting in as well as what type. But that's true in your underarms as well. Anyway, let's go to the video. Let's formulate a recipe together. I will talk to you about why I selected all of these things, you know, there. Okay, so this is going to be all kinds of weird today, guys. And we're going to talk about all of the weirdness while I write out this recipe. And we, of course, will be talking about all of the things in this recipe as we go through the video. But first, we are doing deodorant for the super smelly. And that does not mean like the deodorant itself stinks. That means you are a person who has, you know, more body odor than you would necessarily like. And so we're going to do percentages as well as an actual breakdown for a batch. Now, second, I have to explain why we're doing this particular recipe today instead of the 100% Shea Butter soap that I told you about a couple days ago during the Shea Butter deep dive. And the reason for that is I have kept pushing this recipe down down the list, and I have sudsers that have been waiting for this recipe for freaking months, and I can't keep pushing it down. So next week, considering what we're talking about for the next deep dive, I'm not going to be doing a recipe on it because I'm just not. And so next week will be the Shea Butter, and I'm getting this one out because sudsers have been waiting for months for this guy. So coconut at 15%, shea at 12%, beeswax or candelilla wax at 14%, hemp at 14%, karanja at 13%, apricot at 3%. We're going to melt all of that down, melt/heat it all, and then we are going to add the dry ingredients to that. Now, as far as karanja oil, what can you sub out? Neem oil. If you cannot find karanja, neem is very good for that. The coconut and the shea are going to exist in all of this to really help pull all of your, like, quote unquote active ingredients. We don't really call them active ingredients if we're making cosmetics, you guys. And the beeswax helps with the firming. The hemp, karanja, and apricot, those are all specifically selected to help really balance the skin's acid mantle and help with the, balancing of the skin, and therefore the smell receptor thingies, and make you smell less bad. The essential oils also help to that as well. Now the dry ingredients, 14% arrowroot, 10% diatomaceous earth, and 5% kaolin clay. I have a little asterisk next to kaolin clay because you can sub out other kind of lightweight clays within all of that. I would not sub kaolin I would not put like a bentonite in there. That's a pretty heavy hitter. But things like the amla powder, which again, I understand not a clay, I get that. That's fine. You can do that. And then for the essential oils that I'm selecting with this, I selected essential oils that are going to be good for really helping balance all of the skin's pH and really help your pores purge and do the things, but also it helps balance everything out, and it's balancing out your body chemistry. Now, these are things that we can't super talk about a whole lot when it comes to cosmetics, right? Essential oils, as we talked about before when we were doing the cosmetic labeling and all of the soap labeling videos to that, essential oils are a hot button issue according to governments. And so if you're saying that your essential oils do X, Y, or Z, you are now considered a drug. And if you do not have the appropriate testing in place, you cannot say that. And so we don't say that these things do these things, but at the same time, we obviously select essential oils for leave-on products like this that are meant to impart something important to the skin, right? And also, most importantly, do not hurt the skin. Like, there are a number of essential oils that you should just not be messing with for a leave-on product, especially a leave-on product in a very sensitive part of your body. Because that's another thing with all of the new, well, they're not new, but the solid deodorants out there on the market right now, Lumi, etc. The new thing that's been occurring in the past year or so is using them on the bottoms of your feet, using them in your nether regions, whatever. And so can this be used for this? Yes, it can. It can absolutely be used for all of those different places to help with smelly feet, to help with all of the things. So we have to make sure that we really, really are not putting in an essential oil that is going to cause irritation on your body's most sensitive bits. Make sense? Now, on to the dry ingredients. The arrowroot powder is going to be used to wick away moisture, both within the recipe itself, because as you can see, this is very butter and oil heavy, and you don't want just a lotion bar on your skin, right? You want something that's an active, deodorant / antiperspirant. And the Shea Butter gives you a natural antiperspirant quality to that, which is great. The kaolin clay helps absorb excess moisture, so to that, it's also acting as an makes it a deodorant as opposed to, well, a lotion bar or anything else. Now, to the diatomaceous earth, this is another weird thing that we need to talk about, right? I got a comment like a freaking year ago on a video. I think it was a deodorant video that said diatomaceous earth is not vegan because it's made out of fossilized shellfish. And I went, oh yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. That's what that is. And I just rolled with that. And I've told you, I think no less than half a dozen times since that. No longer vegan because diatomaceous earth. That's not accurate, apparently. And now I'm very, very confused because when you look up the diatomaceous earth thing, right? And you just look up diatomaceous earth, is it vegan? And the first hit is from diatomaceousearth.com is diatomaceous earth is vegan. It is formed purely from the fossilized remains of a type of hard-shelled algae. There are no animal products in diatomaceous earth. So is that fine? Does that count? Algae is not considered an animal? What the shit is algae? I mean, I guess not. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go with I don't know, and I would like a lot for you guys to weigh in and tell me whether or not you think diatomaceous earth is vegan. Do you want to look up algae and things? Because that would be cool. Now, for the essential oils that I selected, oh, and also to that, like every big company that I see out there that's 100% vegan and shit, they do use diatomaceous earth in like their face masks and stuff, and they're still vegan. So I guess I've been wrong telling you that it's not vegan. But algae is a hard-shelled something, so I don't... You guys, you know how stupid I am. Can you please help me with this? Can somebody make this make sense to me? All right, anyway, so on to the essential oils. These essential oils are used at a total 1% of the entire batch weight, okay? And so I went heavy on the lavender and the tea tree because the body can actually absorb and tolerate higher percentages of both of those. And then lighter on the orange, bergamot, and patchouli in that to give a total essential oil blend of 1% of the total batch weight for this recipe. This particular recipe ended up giving us 6 3-ounce cubes. So 18 total ounces. And so 1% of 18 ounces is the amount of essential oil blend that I put into this recipe. And after that, once everything has been melted down and then the dry ingredients have been whisked in and the essential oils have been well blended, it really is just a matter of pouring it into the container of your choice, preferably a silicone mold to make it easier to, unmold, and then just letting it firm up. It doesn't take a lot of time, maybe an hour or so for everything to firm up so you can take it out clean. And, we're going to go do that right now so you guys can see the finished product and probably do a weird arm test because this is what I do in these videos, really. And I'll see if I can get you some proper measurements from this. Okay, so while we unmold, for an 18-ounce batch, the ounceage rates are as follows. 2.7 ounces of coconut, 2.2 ounces of shea, 2.5 ounces of beeswax or candelilla wax, 2.5 ounces of hemp seed oil, 2.3 ounces of karanja oil or neem, 0.54 ounces of apricot. Hemp, karanja, apricot, all selected because they have a low or non-comedogenic rating, so that's good. We don't want any pore clogging to go on in any of our, very sensitive places. But they can be, and these ones were specifically selected because it does help balance the skin's pH and helps your skin recover and, smell less bad. But you can substitute any number of lightweight oils for any of those three. For the dry ingredients, 2.5 ounces of arrowroot, 1.8 ounces of diatomaceous earth, 0.9 ounces of kaolin clay, and the essential oil blend, if you're doing a 1%, it would be 0.18 ounces of an essential oil blend. Again, leaning heavier on the essential oils that the skin can tolerate more of. And as you can see, just doing a little test here, you literally just rub it in. It absorbs beautifully. As I said, it has an antiperspirant quality to it as well, which I showed you in year one's, deodorant recipe video. So you can go back and check that out when I poured water on my arm and it was really weird. But yeah, that's day 158. It's a deodorant recipe. The Shea Butter soap recipe is coming next week. This one really needed to get out for the sudsers that have been patiently waiting for it. And there it is, an aluminum-free, baking soda-free, solid deodorant. That is pretty awesome. For the most part, I'm not a big sweater, but I'm taking new supplements right now, and I'm sweating more frequently than normal. And I started using this, and it's actually pretty extraordinary. I switched from the regular version to this, and it also helped with the extra smell that tends to come with taking a new supplement and your body adjusting to it. So that's been fun for me. As far as wholesale accounts go, these things go like crazy. It's such an eco-friendly option to, a lot of the places that I stock. Good thing to keep in mind though, the diatomaceous earth makes it not vegan. And I talked about why in the other part. So, go back and rewind and we can talk about, and you can listen to me talk about it again there. So I'm not going to do it again here. But yes, solid deodorant. Make it. Let me know if you like it. If you are not interested in making it, you can buy it from me. It's at soapandclay.com. Go do that thing. That would be awesome. If you're interested in seeing what other recipes we do and what other daily fun we do, subscribe, like, share, do things. For everybody who has subscribed and liked and shared and commented and made every one of my days amazing. Hey, Sudzer, thank you. You are why I'm here doing all the soapy things. Truly. I really do hope you had fun today. I am out of here, but I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.